Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's 6:30 p.m., October 23rd, 2017. At this time, I would like to call the city council into session, but we don't seem to have a quorum. I did see at least one member who evidently would rather stay out in the hallway than create a quorum. So, based on that, we can't have a meeting, can we receive citizens' comments?
I mean,
There'd be no action.
there'd be no action. I mean, people can address who's here. It really doesn't get us through this. Like I said, the main thing, you can't take any action, but certainly if people want to address you and Madam Council Member Hines, then they're certainly welcome to do that.
Well, why don't we just, if y'all don't mind, wait and hold these until the next meeting? Is that all right with you guys and ladies? Okay. All right. Ms. Hines, do you have anything on your heart?
No, I do, but I will just wait until my colleagues are present.
Okay. All righty. Okay, I got a couple things I want. First off, I thank you all for coming. Y'all obviously care more about what goes on than some other people. And I would like to compliment everybody involved in that downtown area on for this festival's coming up. Looks nice down there. Looks real nice. I think it looks probably better than the last 20-odd years that I've lived here. Looks good.
We're trying. I think
We
everybody
appreciate it.
participate, everybody stepped out of it too.
We appreciate it. The only other thing I had is, some of y'all may or may not know, but I was served with a lawsuit in magistrate court for $9.08 by one of the members of the council. And that was because he indicated we had lost some of his signs. But had he been here tonight, I just wanted to ask him that before we expend unnecessary, senseless expenditures for public funds for the defense of this lawsuit, that I think it would be prudent for him to prevail on, or for me to prevail on Mr. King as steward of public funds, who may not be aware of the powers and duties of the mayor of Grantville, to dismiss this lawsuit in order to avoid, 1, wasting taxpayer funds, 2, potentially increasing the amount of future insurance premiums, and 3, bad publicity that will surely follow from Grantville City Council member and the mayor of Grantville actively litigating with one another at a public expense. And with that, I did talk to an attorney about this, and I met with him, and I do have a letter. I'll just go ahead and read the whole letter into the record, and this, Madam Clerk, will be for the record. The letter is addressed to me that we met on October 12, 2017, and at our meeting, we have reviewed the above referenced magistrate court lawsuit, Grantville City Charter, the Grantville City sign ordinance relating to temporary political signs, and a summary of the City of Grantville's liability insurance policy, with, Arrogant Great Simple Insurance Company. We also spoke by telephone with Mark Mitchell, Grantville City Attorney, who is asserting a conflict of interest under which he believes he is unable to render the city an opinion as to whether administrative duties of the mayor include directing staff or remove non-conforming political signs. We also spoke by telephone with the city manager. Now, I guess the key word there, the city manager is not saying whether it is or isn't. He feels that he cannot address that. However, this attorney does give an opinion based upon my document reviewed by office conference with you and other telephone conferences with Mr. Mitchell and Mr. Griefshaver. I offer the following opinions. Grantville City Charter, Section 3.03, Administrative Duties of the Mayor, provides that the mayor shall be the executive head of the city government. He shall be responsible for the enforcement of laws, rules, and regulations and ordinances, and he shall have the authority to control the work of all officers and employees of the city. From this language, a copy of which is attached, it appears abundantly clear that the mayor would have not only had the authority, but a responsibility and duty to instruct city employees to remove non-conforming signs. 2, we also reviewed the Grantville City Code 14.6-3B as in boy, temporary political signs. That section provides that all signs shall be set back 10 feet from the street right of way. The section further provides that at any time, the city of Grantville is empowered to remove or cause the removal of all signs not conforming with the provisions of article without notice to the candidate whose sign create the nonconformity. It is therefore my opinion that your actions in instructing city staff to remove nonconforming political signs were within the core scope and duties of your office as mayor of the city of Grantville. I also reviewed the terms of the temporary political sign permit that was issued to Mr. King on August 21st, 2017. The terms of the permit, which is attached as Exhibit C, plainly track the language of the city ordinance requiring that political signs be set back 10 feet from any street right of way, and further providing that the city is empowered to remove or cause removal of any non-conforming signs without notice. Finally, he reviewed the declaration section of the City of Grantville liability insurance policy. And I find that the policy covers the claim presented in this case and that the issuance of the insurance company would have a duty to defend. However, I further note that the policy carries with it a $5,000 deductible. This means that the first $5,000 of any lawsuit would first be absorbed by the citizens of the city of Grantville. Based upon the foregoing, it is his opinion that I was acting pursuant to my powers and duties as mayor of Grantville in ordering the removal of non-conforming signs, including temporary political signs located within 10 feet of the city right-of-way. Further, his opinion that the city is facing at least $5,000 in a potential expense based upon the deductible under the city's liability insurance. And like I said before, if Mark was here, I would just ask him to reconsider this before we just senselessly expend this money and cause more bad news on the city. And like I say, that is for the record, and it does have the attachments that I read about. And, that's all I've got, other than thank you guys and ladies and guys for coming out. I'll get you a copy. Thought we were gonna hold off on that. Do you wanna speak tonight? Some? Yeah, I'm gonna give them all a shot at that. Did you wanna speak tonight or wait with the rest of them?
Well, I'm a little bit confused as to why you even read that letter, and it's based on Robert's Rules of Order. If the attorney would tell us again how it appears that we are kind of in a quasi-meeting here.
We're not
Not
taking
in a
any,
meeting,
we're
you
not
just
taking
made
any
a public
action.
statement.
We're not taking any action, Ms. Cohen.
Well, let me say something then. It does give that appearance, so let me just say that. The other thing is, I am really disgusted with these absentee members of the city council. I don't know whether Mr. Key is working tonight or not.
He is working tonight, he is at the fire station.
How many times has he been absent?
The only times he's been out is when he's been
We're
working.
not gonna get in the back and forth.
The city charter only allows, I think, 3 absentees. Mark King was here and he drove away. This is just child's play. It reminds me of the Jim Sells era. So, you know, these guys need to get their act together and get here.
Okay, thank you. All right, being she spoke, we'll go ahead and address these other ones. Mr. Bryant, you wanna speak tonight?
And again, these are just simply, this is a forum, and this is not a meeting. This is simply a forum, and he's making a public statement.
I'm Brian, I need to get my address and all that.
Pardon me?
Do I need to get my address and all that? I live here in Grantville on Arnold Street, 156 Arnold Street. My concern is the neighborhood store out here across from the dollar store has been getting deliveries, and they have right to get the deliveries. But my concern is they're bringing up 18-wheelers and blocking from the stop sign back, and if you're coming up from this way, it's hard to get around it because you have other people coming in. We need to see about making, if there's if it can be a city ordinance or anything be brought up about parking on this side of the street and not blocking the roadway, because I've almost got hit 3 times within the last week. And like I said, it's getting to be a hazard there. I've sat for over several months, and it's not getting any better, it's getting worse. And so I was just wondering if the chief could investigate that and see what can be done, if the city council can do something, because it's going to wind up getting somebody a head-on collision because the people don't put their blinkers on, and they sit there and sit there and sit there, and you can't get around. I mean, I've sat there as long as an hour. So it's just an issue I wanted to bring up tonight to the city council to see if anything y'all can do about this.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. Bryant. Tim, you want to talk?
I think I'll wait till the next council meeting. Yeah, probably, and he's got my brief statement, so. My name is Tim Dean, I live at 73 LaGrange Street, Grantville, Georgia. My concern is with
Must be your magnetic
Must be.
personality.
was with the agenda item regarding the renaming of LaGrange Street to Barbara Tucker Drive. I, as a property owner on LaGrange Street, do have an objection to it. Council needs to consider the amount of inconvenience it may cause the individual residents up and down LaGrange Street, as far as changing of driver's licenses, changing of insurance policies, all that kind of thing that comes into it where the address has to be changed. You're talking quite a few hours and some minor expense to this. When there are viable alternatives, if we want to make a monument within the city or a memorial to Miss Tucker, which when I was code enforcement for the city, Miss Tucker had a lot of input and concerns regarding the quality of life within Grantville, and all is appreciated. She came to me on many occasions with many issues that I did take action on some that did warrant the attention of the city. She was always, to my knowledge, concerned with the senior center and involved there. That would be a possibility, and probably an even more contribution to her memory if the senior center was renamed the Barbara Tucker Senior Center instead of the Grantville Senior Center, or if, as an alternative to a street name change, the council were to look at Reese Street. There's only one residence on Reese Street that would, where the people would be affected. Most of the time it's vacant. Billy Tucker owns that home. I think it would be just as much impact or just as valuable to her memory to name that Barbara Tucker Drive as opposed to LaGrange Street, and causing a lot of upheaval to the residents on LaGrange Street. Thank you.
Mr. Trail, you want to speak?
Well, I wasn't, but I might as well. I'm Sandra Luttrell, 276 LaGrange Street. I want to first state of all, Barbara Tucker, I considered her a friend of mine. I miss her also. Wonderful person. There are a lot of veterans that live on LaGrange Street who receive their medications through the mail. I think this would cause undue stress on them, other citizens, and if they do not receive their medications in time, this would be a very bad thing. I know a few of them aren't here tonight, and there are more than my husband that live on LaGrange Street, veteran, that do receive their medications by mail. This changing of the street name will cause a lot of inconvenience for the citizens that live on the street. There are other ways to honor this wonderful person, and I think it ought to be looked another way to honor her instead of renaming LaGrange Street. The council's elected to do the best they can to be good things for the city and the citizens. Their choices are supposed to be on the decisions of what is good for the city and the citizens. I would like to know what is the benefit that the city and the citizens would get from renaming LaGrange Street. And that is all I have to say, because I'm not going to get an answer tonight. If I come back with this question in the future, would I get an answer? I'd like to have an answer to that tonight if I could. If I come back with a question at the next meeting with the full council, would I get an answer?
Well, you can come back and ask the question, you know, if the rest of the councilmen decide to show up so that we can conduct the city's business like we're supposed to do.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Okay, that, like I say, being this isn't a meeting, it was supposed to be, we can't adjourn something that didn't happen, so unless somebody else got something preying on their mind. Do you
No.
have any comments you need to make
No, sir.
or want to make?
No, sir.
Okay, so, like I say, we appreciate you coming out. Unfortunately, we didn't have a quorum, don't know why, but hopefully next meeting we will have.
And Mr. Mayor, I would just like to say, thank you all for coming, and hopefully at our next, council meeting, all will be present. Thank you.
And that's a wrap.